Rock formations have captivated human imagination for centuries, with their sheer size and intricate designs sparking both wonder and curiosity. These geological wonders serve as a canvas for both scientific exploration and mythological interpretation, offering tantalizing clues to the mysteries of our planet's past. In various cultures and civilizations, ancient texts and scriptures allude to the existence of colossal beings and towering structures, laying the groundwork for theories that link rock formations to giants or giant trees. The Bible, for instance, mentions the Nephilim, described as mighty beings who once walked the earth. Norse mythology speaks of Yggdrasil, the world tree, which connects the realms and stands as a symbol of immense power and wisdom. These ancient narratives, steeped in symbolism and allegory, continue to influence modern interpretations of geological phenomena. Furthermore, archaeological discoveries and historical accounts provide additional layers of complexity to the mystery. Ancient civilizations, such as the Sumerians and Greeks, left behind stories of gods and giants, shaping cultural beliefs and shaping perceptions of the natural world. In Mesopotamian mythology, the Epic of Gilgamesh recounts the hero's encounters with Enkidu, a wild man created by the gods to rival Gilgamesh's strength. Such tales offer glimpses into ancient perceptions of power and scale, hinting at a deeper connection between myth and reality. As exploration and scientific inquiry expanded in the 19th century, early geologists grappled with the enigma of rock formations like Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Some proposed theories that these formations were petrified remnants of ancient trees, drawing parallels to biblical narratives and ancient folklore. However, as our understanding of geology evolved, these early speculations gave way to more nuanced interpretations rooted in empirical evidence and scientific observation. The introduction of radiometric dating in advanced geological techniques allowed scientists to unravel the mysteries of rock formations with greater precision. Through meticulous study and analysis, researchers uncovered the geological processes responsible for shaping these majestic structures. Volcanic activity, sedimentation, and erosion emerged as key forces driving the formation of mesas, buttes, and other geological features, dispelling myths of giants and giant trees as the primary explanations. Despite the wealth of scientific knowledge at our disposal, the allure of hidden secrets and forbidden knowledge continues to beckon. From ancient texts and scriptures to archaeological artifacts and cultural traditions, humanity's quest for understanding spans millennia. As we embark on this journey to unravel the mysteries of Earth's rock formations, we must remain mindful of the delicate balance between myth and science, acknowledging the profound influence of both on our collective imagination. Ancient mythologies and sacred texts. The Nephilim, often cited as the biblical giants, appear in several significant passages within the Old Testament. Genesis 6:1-4 describes them as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. This passage has been interpreted in various ways, with some scholars suggesting that the sons of God could refer to fallen angels or divine beings who had taken human wives, resulting in a race of giants. Another notable reference to giants is in the book of Numbers 13:33, where the Nephilim are mentioned during the reconnaissance of the Promised Land by the Israelites. The spies reported seeing the Nephilim, descendants of Anak, leading to fear and doubt among the Israelites. The Anakim were a clan of giants in the land of Canaan, believed to be formidable and powerful. This connection between the Nephilim and Anakim has led to the belief that giants had a significant role in the ancient history of the Near East. Deuteronomy 2:10-11 and 2:20-21 also mention other giant tribes, the Rephaim, Emim, and Zamzumim, suggesting that these beings were scattered across the region. These tribes are associated with specific locations, such as Bashan and Moab, indicating that these regions were once home to giant populations. The king of Bashan, Og, was described as the last of the Rephaim, with a bed made of iron that was over 13 feet long and 6 feet wide, indicating a significant physical stature, Deuteronomy 3:11. These biblical references have fueled speculation and interpretations that link ancient giants to rock formations, with some proposing that certain geological structures are remnants of these massive beings. However, these interpretations are often based on extrapolations and lack concrete archaeological evidence. The concept of giants in the Bible has also influenced later literature and culture, with the Nephilim becoming a central theme in various apocryphal texts, such as the Book of Enoch, which elaborates on the interactions between fallen angels and humanity. The Book of Enoch expands on the idea of the Watchers, angelic beings who descended to earth and imparted forbidden knowledge to humans, leading to the birth of the Nephilim. While the stories of the Nephilim and other biblical giants continue to captivate, modern biblical scholarship often views these accounts as allegorical or as elements of ancient cultural narratives rather than literal historical records. The exact nature of these stories remains a subject of ongoing debate and interpretation. The enduring legacy of these accounts continues to inspire exploration into the possibility of ancient giants and their connection to the world's rock formations. Norse mythology's Yggdrasil and world tree myths. Yggdrasil, the world tree in Norse mythology, is a central and iconic figure that plays a pivotal role in connecting the 9 realms of the Norse cosmos. This immense ash tree is described in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, 2 key sources of Norse mythological knowledge. Yggdrasil's branches stretch across the heavens, touching the realms of Asgard, home of the Aesir gods, Midgard, the world of humans, and Jotunheim, the land of the giants, among others. This vast structure symbolizes a cosmic order, indicating an interconnectedness between all realms of existence. The idea of Yggdrasil is deeply entrenched in the Norse conception of the universe, with the tree's roots reaching into 3 different locations: Helheim, the realm of the dead, Jotunheim, and Niflheim, a primordial realm of ice and mist. At each root, specific beings and elements play critical roles in maintaining or threatening the balance of the cosmos. For example, the serpent Nidhogg gnaws at the roots, symbolizing a source of chaos and decay. The 3 Norns, who are akin to the Fates in Greek mythology, reside at the base of Yggdrasil, weaving the destinies of gods and men. The significance of Yggdrasil as a cosmic tree is that it provides an allegorical framework for understanding the world's structure and the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Its representation of an enormous tree also aligns with broader mythological themes found in other cultures, where colossal trees or plants serve as bridges between different realms or states of existence. This narrative is a central motif in Norse cosmology, emphasizing both the interconnectedness and the fragility of the universe. The connection between Yggdrasil and rock formations may stem from the visual representation of colossal trees in various cultures, including the Norse. The concept of a massive tree linking different realms might evoke images of towering natural structures, leading some to speculate about the origins of certain geological formations. Yggdrasil's presence in the Norse worldview signifies a deep-rooted understanding of cosmic order and the interplay between divine and mortal spheres, offering a glimpse into the ancient Norse perspective on the structure of reality. Other cultural references to giants and massive trees. In ancient mythologies and sacred texts, stories of giants and massive trees are a recurring theme, with references spanning continents and cultures. These stories often serve to explain the origin of remarkable geological features or to symbolize cosmic principles. The Bible, specifically the book of Genesis, mentions the Nephilim, a race of giants that existed on earth before the Great Flood. These giants were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, suggesting a union between divine beings and human women. This passage has been the subject of considerable debate and speculation, with some interpretations suggesting that these giants were responsible for various megalithic structures and could be linked to ancient rock formations. Norse mythology describes Yggdrasil, the world tree, an enormous ash tree connecting the 9 realms. It is depicted as an immense tree reaching into the heavens, with its branches encompassing the universe. Yggdrasil plays a central role in Norse cosmology, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all things. This imagery has led some to speculate that ancient rock formations might represent the remnants of such cosmic trees, potentially supporting the giant tree theory. Greek mythology offers a wealth of stories about titans and other giant creatures. The titans were primordial deities who ruled before the Olympian gods, One of the most well-known titans is Atlas, who after the Titanomachy was condemned to hold up the sky. This imagery of giant beings supporting massive structures has contributed to the concept of rock formations being linked to giant humanoids. In addition to these well-known texts, numerous other cultures have stories of giant beings. For example, in Native American folklore, certain tribes speak of giants who once inhabited the land. The Paiute people of Nevada have tales of the Si-Te-Ka, a race of red-haired giants who were enemies of the tribe. According to legend, these giants were exterminated in a great battle, and their remains are said to be buried in the Lovelock Cave in Nevada. Similarly, the ancient Sumerian epic, the Epic of Gilgamesh, references a giant Gilgamesh himself, who is described as being two-thirds god and one-third man. His strength and size are emblematic of the superhuman abilities attributed to giants. This epic, one of the oldest known literary works, indicates that the concept of giants has been part of human storytelling for millennia. In Asian mythology, particularly in Hinduism, the Asuras are often depicted as giant demonic beings with their own realms and mythologies. The Ramayana, an ancient Indian epic, features Ravana, a giant with 10 heads, who embodies immense power and knowledge. These stories reinforce the notion that ancient cultures universally incorporated giants into their myths and legends, sometimes as representations of chaos and other times as embodiments of divine power. The stories from ancient cultures worldwide not only provide a rich tapestry of narratives involving giants and massive trees, but also reflect a shared human desire to understand and explain the natural world through storytelling. These myths, while rooted in ancient times, continue to inspire curiosity and exploration, prompting questions about the possible connections between these ancient tales and the geological formations we see today. Early geological theories and misconceptions. 19th century speculations on petrified trees. In the 19th century, geological understanding was still in its formative stages, and many theories emerged to explain the origins of unusual rock formations. Among these speculations was the idea that certain geological structures, particularly those with a cylindrical or tree-like shape, could be remnants of petrified ancient trees. This theory gained traction among some geologists and explorers who were exploring the American West, a region rich in unique rock formations. Devil's Tower in Wyoming became one of the most prominent examples where this theory was applied. Early explorers observed the tower's distinctive structure, noting its vertical striations and cylindrical form. These characteristics were reminiscent of large tree trunks, leading to the hypothesis that Devil's Tower might be a colossal petrified tree from a prehistoric era. This idea resonated with the emerging field of paleontology, which had already documented petrified wood in various locations, including the petrified forest in Arizona. However, the scientific support for the petrified tree theory was limited. Although the cylindrical shapes and vertical striations seemed to align with the idea of petrified trees, deeper geological analysis revealed a different story. As the field of geology advanced, researchers discovered that these formations, like Devil's Tower, were actually volcanic in origin. They were created by magma intrusions that cooled and contracted, forming columnar joints, a process that occurs in volcanic necks and other igneous structures. Despite the lack of solid scientific evidence, the theory of petrified trees persisted, partly due to the romanticism and allure of the American West during the 19th century. This was an era of exploration and discovery where the boundaries between science, myth, and folklore were often blurred. The idea that the land could contain hidden secrets from ancient times fueled the imagination, leading to various speculative theories about the origins of rock formations. The notion of petrified trees also found support in the broader cultural context. The concept of ancient gigantic trees or forests appealed to those interested in biblical and mythological narratives. Stories from various cultures suggested that the earth once contained immense trees or otherworldly landscapes, which seemed to align with the idea of petrified remnants. The evolution of geological understanding. Despite the prevalence of these early geological theories, The evolution of geological science in the late 19th and early 20th centuries brought a more rigorous approach to the study of Earth's processes. Geologists began to use advanced methods to understand how rock formations were created, leading to a deeper comprehension of volcanic activity and erosion. For example, Devil's Tower, previously thought to be a petrified tree, was revealed to be a laccolith, a type of volcanic intrusion where magma has forced its way through sedimentary layers, cooling and contracting into vertical columns. Geological understanding continued to evolve throughout the 20th century, with a growing emphasis on plate tectonics and sedimentation. These concepts explained how rock formations, like mesas and buttes, were shaped by natural forces over millions of years. Locations such as Monument Valley in Arizona and Utah, known for its towering sandstone formations, became key examples of how wind and water erosion could create dramatic landscapes. Research by geologists like Grove Carl Gilbert, a prominent figure in the late 19th century, contributed significantly to our understanding of erosion and sedimentation. His studies of geological formations demonstrated how sedimentary rock layers could be uplifted and sculpted over time, leading to the dramatic landscapes we see today. These scientific advancements helped to debunk earlier misconceptions and provided a more accurate explanation of geological processes. While early geological theories often relied on folklore and mythological interpretations, the evolution of geological science brought a clearer understanding of the natural processes behind rock formations. By the mid-20th century, the scientific community had largely moved away from the idea of giant trees and stone giants, embracing a more evidence-based approach to explaining Earth's incredible geological landscapes. The case for giants, folklore and legends. The idea of giants has been a recurring theme in folklore and legends worldwide, with some stories suggesting that certain rock formations are remnants of ancient giants. These tales have captivated human imagination for centuries, suggesting a connection between geological features and these mythical beings. Ancient texts and sacred scriptures often refer to giants. In the Bible, the Nephilim, mentioned in Genesis 6:4, are described as a race of giants who lived on earth in ancient times. They were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. This scriptural reference has led to speculation that these Nephilim could have played a role in shaping early human civilization, potentially influencing natural landscapes. In Norse mythology, the Jotun, or giants, were colossal beings who often played antagonistic roles in the tales of gods and heroes. The stories of the Jotun, like those found in the Prose Edda and Poetic Edda, depict a world where giants interact with gods, suggesting that their influence on the natural world could be significant. These stories create a sense of awe and connect geological features to mythic battles and interactions between gods and giants. In Greek mythology, the Titans were a group of powerful giants who preceded the Olympian gods. The stories of the Titanomachy, the epic battle between the Titans and the Olympians, could be seen as metaphors for geological events like volcanic eruptions and the formation of mountains. Prominent names from these tales include Cronus, the leader of the Titans, and Atlas, who was said to hold up the sky. Other cultures have their own giant myths. In Irish folklore, the story of the Giant's Causeway tells of the giant Finn McCool, who created the basalt columns in a challenge against a Scottish giant. The mythological tale suggests that these unique geological formations are the remnants of giant-made constructions. Some proponents of the giant theory claim that these myths point to real historical events and that the geological features we see today are evidence of giants. They argue that certain rock formations resemble the petrified remains of giant limbs or bodies, turned to stone by ancient curses or buried by geological forces over time. These proponents often draw on ancient texts, folklore, and alternative interpretations of geological evidence to support their claims. Lack of archaeological evidence. In the realm of the case for giants, a critical examination reveals intriguing facets of ancient mythology and the absence of tangible evidence. While numerous cultures worldwide boast legends of giant beings, including biblical accounts of the Nephilim and Norse sagas of mighty Jotnar, the archaeological record remains conspicuously silent regarding the existence of giant humanoids. Scholars comb meticulously through archaeological sites, meticulously sifting through layers of sediment and examining fossilized remains in search of any indication of these colossal beings. Despite the painstaking efforts, no conclusive evidence has emerged to substantiate the existence of such creatures. The absence of skeletal remains or artifacts suggestive of giant-sized inhabitants leaves a void in the narrative of human history. Across epochs and continents, the absence of archaeological evidence challenges the validity of the giant theory. From the biblical lands of Mesopotamia to the ancient civilizations of the Americas, excavations yield no tangible proof of beings matching the descriptions of giants found in ancient texts and folklore. However, the lack of physical evidence does not entirely discount the possibility of giants in the annals of human history. Some proponents suggest that the absence of skeletal remains could be attributed to factors such as environmental degradation or deliberate concealment by ancient civilizations. Additionally, the interpretation of ancient texts in scriptures varies, leaving room for debate regarding the literal or metaphorical existence of giants. The giant tree theory. Comparisons with petrified forests. The giant tree theory posits that certain rock formations, such as those seen in locations like Devil's Tower in Wyoming, are the petrified remains of ancient giant trees that once towered over prehistoric landscapes. Proponents of this theory often point to the striking resemblance between these geological features and the structure of tree trunks. The vertical striations and cylindrical shapes of these formations, when viewed from a distance, can indeed resemble the fossilized remains of enormous trees. One of the most famous examples of petrified wood is found in the Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona. The petrified forest provides valuable insights into the petrification process, suggesting that under the right conditions, organic material can indeed turn into stone. This leads some to question whether larger rock formations that resemble tree trunks might be part of a similar process on a much grander scale. Advocates of the giant tree theory suggest that, if petrification can occur with relatively small pieces of wood, it could theoretically happen with much larger specimens, potentially explaining rock formations that are hundreds of feet tall. The comparison with petrified forests helps explain why the giant tree theory might be appealing, but it also highlights the limitations of the theory. The detailed cellular structure found in petrified wood is absent in large rock formations. Additionally, the timescale and environmental conditions required for large-scale petrification do not align with the geological evidence for these formations. The giant tree theory is an example of how human imagination can find patterns and stories in the natural world, often drawing from mythology and folklore to explain the unexplained. However, as geological science advances, the processes behind these formations become clearer, providing a more accurate understanding of their origins. While the theory of giant prehistoric trees is intriguing, the lack of scientific evidence ultimately leads to a more conventional explanation grounded in geology. Geological evidence against giant trees. Modern geological studies have shown that these rock formations do not share the characteristics typically found in petrified wood. Petrified wood is created through a process of permineralization, where organic material is replaced by minerals, but the cellular structure of the wood remains recognizable under microscopic examination. This process typically takes millions of years, with minerals like silica, calcite, and pyrite filling the spaces within the wood. Sedimentary formations like mesas and buttes are the product of different processes, primarily involving the deposition of sediments over time. These sediments undergo compaction and lithification, eventually forming layers of rock. Erosion plays a significant role in shaping these formations, as wind and water gradually wear away softer material, leaving behind more resistant layers. This type of geological structure has no connection to biological material, further disproving the giant tree theory. Geological studies and radiometric dating techniques, which measure the decay rate of radioactive isotopes within rocks, confirm that these formations are millions of years old, aligning with the timeline of Earth's geological history. This evidence suggests that they were created through natural geological processes, not by the petrification of ancient trees. Volcanic activity and erosion. Devil's Tower, a striking geological formation in Wyoming, stands as a prominent example of a natural structure that has been subject to numerous interpretations, including the giant tree theory. According to modern geological understanding, Devil's Tower is a laccolithic intrusion, where magma from the Earth's mantle forces its way into existing rock layers, creating a hardened column as it cools. This process creates distinct vertical columnar joints that are reminiscent of a tree trunk's cylindrical shape. The formation of Devil's Tower began approximately 50 million years ago, during the Paleogene period, when the Rocky Mountains were undergoing significant geological activity. The intrusion of magma into the sedimentary rocks of the area resulted in a unique formation that, as it cooled, developed cracks and joints along lines of weakness. These vertical joints gave rise to the tower's iconic appearance, leading to the theory that it might be a petrified tree trunk. Erosion plays a critical role in revealing the structure we see today. Over millions of years, the sedimentary rock surrounding Devil's Tower eroded away, exposing the harder igneous rock beneath. This process of erosion is influenced by natural forces such as wind, water, and temperature fluctuations. These factors contribute to the gradual weathering and reshaping of the landscape, leading to the prominent display of geological formations like Devil's Tower. The giant tree theory, which gained some popularity in the late 19th century, posited that Devil's Tower and similar formations were remnants of ancient trees that had been petrified over time. While the idea of ancient giant trees is intriguing, scientific analysis has shown that the geological processes behind structures like Devil's Tower are firmly rooted in natural events such as volcanic activity and erosion. These studies involve detailed examination of the rock's mineral content, texture, and formation patterns, all of which indicate a volcanic origin rather than an organic one. Sedimentation and natural forces. In support of this theory, proponents often reference the presence of petrified wood in various locations, such as the Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona. This park contains a large number of fossilized trees, primarily from the late Triassic period, roughly 225 million years ago. The trees there, however, are nowhere near the size suggested by the giant tree theory. Nevertheless, the existence of petrified wood is used to bolster the idea that larger trees might have once existed. Now, mesas and buttes, commonly found in regions like the American Southwest, are classic examples of sedimentation and erosion at work. A mesa is a flat-topped hill with steep sides, while a butte is similar but smaller. These formations are typically composed of sedimentary rock, with layers of sandstone, shale, and limestone. The varying hardness of these rock types leads to differential erosion, creating the distinctive shapes of mesas and buttes. Geologists who study these formations often use radiometric dating techniques to determine their age and understand the geological processes that shape them. This method involves measuring the decay of radioactive isotopes within the rock, providing a timeline for the formation and transformation of these geological features. While the giant tree theory has captured the imagination of some, modern geological science offers more convincing explanations for the creation of these rock formations. The scientific community emphasizes the importance of evidence-based analysis and the rejection of speculative theories that lack empirical support. Conclusion: Mythology and Science. The conclusion brings together the intrigue of ancient stories and the rigor of modern science. Ancient myths, legends, and tales of forbidden knowledge provide a rich tapestry of mystery and wonder. They speak to humanity's timeless fascination with the unknown and our desire to find meaning in the world around us. From the stories of giants to the legends of immense trees, these narratives invite us to explore, question, and dream. However, as science has advanced, it has offered more reliable explanations for the formation and structure of the world's most impressive geological features. Through meticulous research, geological science has uncovered the natural processes that shape our landscapes, debunking many of the mystical theories that once held sway. Concepts like sedimentation, erosion, and volcanic activity provide a clear understanding of how rock formations like mesas, buttes, and other landmarks were formed. Yet even with these scientific explanations, the allure of ancient stories remains strong. The connection between human imagination and natural phenomena is undeniable, and the world's rock formations, with their breathtaking beauty and majestic presence, continue to inspire awe. They remind us of nature's transformative power and the dynamic forces at work over millennia. Whether viewed through the lens of mythology or science, these geological wonders captivate us. They stand as monuments to Earth's long and intricate history, encouraging us to explore further and seek a deeper understanding of the mysteries that surround us. The journey from myth to science reflects our evolving relationship with the natural world and underscores the enduring fascination with the stories that connect us to our planet's past.